God, please, no! 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 No!
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the American Tier 8 Premium Medium tank, the Deathstalker M46 pattern. Now this is a tank that I featured on the channel a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, something like that. And this is the second video in a set of three, in a trio of videos. And no prizes for guessing what the third video will be for this tank. Because there's a funny story for these two tanks, these two videos even, for this tank. And that is that I actually got within 0.5% to 3-mark this tank. Twice. Twice! Yeah, you got that right. Twice. And didn't get the third mark, because that's just the way it goes sometimes. So both of these games are going to end up being like, literally, if I'd probably got one more shot of damage, I would have had 3 marks. Roundabouts, anyway. And, yeah, then we didn't end up getting it, but then we did. Then we did, for which you'll see those games next time, probably in a week or two's time. I don't know, whenever I decide. Because what I try to do with videos is I don't try to, like, throw up 3 Deathstalker videos in a row. I try to diversify it a little bit. Because otherwise you're going to go Deathstalker 1, Deathstalker 2, Deathstalker 3rd mark. And, you know, you've seen Deathstalker 3 times in a row. Yeah, some of you might like that, some of you might not. And to be fair, I prefer to just diversify it. So this is the second video in the trio series of videos. I've got another one that's similar like that. It's the Type 59-2 that is sort of like, I had 3 sets of videos just from the grind for the 3rd mark. And I've separated it out, which I've still got to get to. You'll probably see that on Friday. But yeah, so the Deathstalker. It's a pretty okay tank. I really enjoyed it, but that's because I really like the Pershing. You know, the standard Tech Tree Pershing is really fun, and I really enjoyed the tank. And this tank is the most like it, especially as a premium version, because the M46 career pattern really doesn't do it for me, especially with the fact that that reload is just poo. And this tank definitely has that fast reload. It's got a derpy gun, obviously, but its fast reload is very nice. And in this game on Arctic region, Mountain Pass, yeah, we'll get that right in the end. Mountain Pass, just snow. It's snow. The snow threw me off. Alright, I'm crap. Just leave me alone. Right, yeah, Mountain Pass. This game on Mountain Pass, we are bottom tier. It's not very nice, but we're going to make the most of that anyway. I mean, really, even though we're bottom tier, do we care? Because we have 268mm of premium penetration. I mean, that is enough to destroy everything we want to meet. So who cares? So we're pushing round with our team in a very unusual match, in the fact that we pushed straight through the middle and have ended up flanking their side of the bridge already. Odd game. But now with that Maustian's gone, we're going to see if we can get to this bridge over here and get shots down at this heavy tank and the other tanks that are coming down the ice road. Now, I was thinking of going down and chasing him there, but then I hesitated. And that is because we've got no one on the valley floor anymore. So I would be going down there and I would be dying immediately. But, you know, it's one of those things. Because if you look at the 277 there, right, if I dropped down, I would have died. At first, it was like, oh, go. And then I looked and was like, oh, wait, everything that was down there is dead. So that's not good. So I just backed out of it. I was like, no, okay. But we can work out this position, and we can work that little rock outcrop there that we just had to basically hitch our tank up so we could actually get the gun depression to shoot stuff like the E277. And really, this is why you don't go ice road, because our team that was down there got destroyed by their team that were up on the high ground. And their team then, after finally fighting the people that were on the low ground, started to push out of it. We've taken the rest of the map, and we're farming the guys in the ice road. The ice road on Mountain Pass is an unviable route. It's not a very nice route to take, especially if you're what our spawn is, because our spawn has to fight uphill, and fighting an uphill, well, I mean, it's always an uphill struggle, which, you know, the saying is bad. So, yeah. And you don't want to do that, generally. So you want to go down the 1-2 line. But the problem with that is that you got to cross that big open area, which means you get shot in the side, especially if you're a slow heavy. So it's a tough choice, and the map's really annoying for if you want to go one way, you've got to run the risk of just getting absolutely slapped up, and if you go the other way, well, you're just fighting an uphill battle. So it's not great. But, you know, we managed to make the most of the odd game. We managed to farm a good amount of damage. We managed 3 kills, 3.2k damage, 576 assistance. Ace Tanker, we got an Oskins medal for killing 3 tier 10, or 3 tanks 2 tiers higher than us, which in this case is 3 tier 10s. And look, 94.93. If we'd got 2 more shots of damage, we'd have probably had the 3rd mark. And that's the way it is. But then, I remember rightly, I had a couple of games that were... I had a couple of games, 1 or 2, that held the mark around 93, 94. You know, for this mark it was about 2.8k. And I was doing 2.5k and then getting wrecked and dying and then stuff like that. And then I had a game where I got 1 shot by artillery because artillery happens. And set us back to like 94.3, I think it was. It was 94.2 or 94.3, something like that. And then we got Prokhorovka. Proc, dream, right? You're looking at Proc going... Yeah, boy. This is good. Was it 93.2? I'm now thinking back. I actually think I dropped below 94. I went to like 93.99 or something like that. I remember it was very close to 94%. And like I said, we got Prokhorovka. And, yeah. We're going to do the normal play on Proc. And that is, I'll always say at this position, I like to go to it because you can get spread out vision across every area of this side of the map. So you can spot people like that 50 TP and get assistance. You can spot the guys that end up on the 1 line, as long as they've not got incredible camo. You can spot them up. You can spot them up when they fire at you, which obviously means they pen you, but at the same time, if you spot them and they're on that top of that ridge line on the 1 line, you tend to get a lot of assistance. So this is a very good position to like push out assisted damage. And, you know, it's a good position as well to put out your own damage, because if the people do get spotted down the 1 line, you can keep firing repeatedly down there very, very easily. So you see that guy there, that Panther 88, he gets spotted high up on the ridge line, and he's lost half of his health, well, 3/4 of his health already, right? And that's what happens. Obviously, I didn't spot him there, it was the heavy tank pushing up. But if I was the one that spotted him, I would have got a lot. And it does happen quite often that you sat in this position and you do spot them up when they are where they were, and you get absolutely tons of assisted. And I think you saw that in the T95E6 replay I put up recently. Just using this position, you can get so much assisted. It's the same as the Kramvon. The Kramvon, I was on the on-track video. If you haven't seen that, went through the whole Kramvon line that is on track for the next, like, 2 weeks. Go check that out. I used the Kramvon to great effect. And the Emil too, from the other side of the ridge, directly opposite us, but a little bit over closer to the bowl, because it's better for them in that position. To put out great spotting and just repeatedly drop clips, which is always nice. So I'll always advocate for going this side, but it's one of those things you've always got to keep your eye on the hill as well, because the hill, if they decide to push the hill, yeah, well, you can actually get a lot of free damage on the people that cross hill, but you've got to recognise it early. So right now, you see where the enemy team is on the hill, they're at like E0, F0, somewhere around there. You know, they've already crossed the hill. They're down in the low ground already, so there's no point worrying about the people on the hill. I've got to worry about what's in front of me. If they're on the hill and they clearly stop at about G9, G0, right? You want to be wary of that and watch for that on the map, because if they get stuck, you can go and farm them and just not get hit yourself, and it means it's a free damage farm, which is why the hill is a horrendously risky place to be, because if you push that hill and then you get stuck in the middle of it, you just die. Which is why I think you probably quite often see people go to the hill and then just sit there, which then loses you the game anyway, because you don't win anywhere else on the map. Did you see that? We aimed at the ISM then and killed that poor guy. Yeah, well, that's just what happens sometimes. That poor guy, the RNG just said no. It's like, oh, just shoot the ISM, oh, I killed someone. Okay, I'll take it. So we're going to poke up pop a nice shot into the side of the Tiger 2, switching back to AP because we don't need the APCR now. We'd loaded it originally for the M103 because if we wanted to shoot his lower plate, we weren't going to pen it. And if we wanted to shoot this turret, we'd still struggle to pen it. So we just loaded the APCR. Then we stuck with it for the rest of time. That Hydra is something that unless... Well, I got his side right. If we get his side, we can pen it with AP. The Hydra is one of those tanks that is... It's kind of like not the 277, the 777 version 2, in that if you have like less than 200 pen, they're really annoying to fight. But as soon as anyone presses A or anyone's got like 260 millimeters of penetration, you just completely destroy them, which is always annoying. It's always annoying when you've got a heavy tank that's got armor like that. That is like, it's amazing if everyone fires standard, or everyone has this certain level of penetration, but as soon as anyone gets to this level, it's like my whole tank just becomes worthless. It's always annoying. And the Hydra is one of those, which is why I always get annoyed with it, because it's like, yeah, my armor's great. Oh, wait, everyone's pressed it. Oh, I'm dead. That was good. Good side scraper, obviously, because it's Russian, but always an annoyance. So you see, we've got the Prem in. We get a shot into him, and we don't actually pen him, we only track him, but we get a bit more assistance off of tracking him. And we're being very cautious now, because you saw us take a few whacks, and we're only on 171 health, and that's not healthy. That's not good. That means that, you know, anything decides to sneeze at us, we're going to die. So I am being extremely cautious. So you see, I might have been a little bit more time. I would have taken a little bit more time to shoot that Trinity, but the fact that I've got no health meant that I couldn't take the chance. So I decided to just be careful, pull back, and yeah, again, we're just being looked at, and I'm pretty sure it's that King Tiger, and that means we just cannot take the risk, because we're on for a good game at the minute. We're up to 4K combined, which usually moves you up a good 0.5% at least in the Deathstalker. So I know with the health that's left on the enemy team that if I play it right, I could quite conceivably push for the third mark in this game. I've just got to keep farming. I've just got to keep the damage output going. And we're getting some nice shots into that Leo as well. And we're just going to poke over and try and shoot this Trinity. So we try and shoot him, but we hit the side of his turret and bounce, you know, spaced armor on those things. We really want to hit the gun mantlet, but at that point, he's going to be looking at us, which, yeah, it's going to hurt. So I'm just going to make it look like I'm changing up the angle and switching back towards where I was, but I'm actually going to change direction from where I was coming from. And I'm going to go over here now, in the hope that they just ignore me and forget about me, or think that I'm going to come from where the rest of my team is. But yeah, I decided to look at this Type 59-2 because I might get a shot at him, and I'm thinking there was something spotted up there. So it's kind of like, I kind of want to take a blind shot at it because you never know. But we're going to just poke over and try and finish off this King Tiger. We'll get a nice shot into him, and we're just going to keep moving because, you know, if we stop there, we're probably going to get shot by anyone that was on the hill or camping around there, and we're just going to get wrecked. So we're just going to keep ourselves moving and hope that we can get some more shots into this Leo. Now, that was a very lucky shot. We get a very nice shot, luckily, into the top of him. And we're getting more assisted now as well for pushing on this Leo. And we're just going to ride this ridgeline so that we can try and spot up anything that's coming. We spot the Type 59-2. Kind of hoping that someone will shoot it, but no one seems to be in a position to do so. And we're going to just push over here and try and get through this little gap to see if we can get a shot. But this Type 59-2 is actually ploughing through, and unfortunately we bounce off his side there and we only do track damage, we don't pen him. We do pen him that time, and we're going in for one more shot. We get another one in, and he finishes us off. And unfortunately we died there, but we got like 6k combined. I'm thinking this could be it, right? This could be it. But ace tanker, high caliber, and we're still on 2 marks. And it's like, oh, 94.95. It's quite conceivable we could have had the third mark if that shot that did only track damage to that Type 59-2 penned. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!